We are learning more about the United Auto Workers strike, and it is expanding. So last week, Ford was said to be making progress in negotiations. That is not the case today. Workers at the Ford plant in Chicago walked off the job. They did the same thing at the GM facility in Lansing, Michigan. Now, the GM plant that is here in Arlington, it's still running. Locally, it's still just the two parts distribution centers, the ones in Carrollton and Roanoke, that have been impacted. But the UAW says about 25,000 members are now involved in the strike, which started 2 weeks ago. Union says it's not including Stellantis in the expansion because of progress in those negotiations. Stellantis makes Jeep and Chrysler and Dodge vehicles. UAW asking for raises and better benefits and job protections amid the growth of electric vehicles. And automakers claim that they can't afford to meet all of the union's demands. We're also learning new details today about the man accused of shooting a gun who was then shot by police at an Arlington Honda dealership. Police have identified him now as 25-year-old Abbas Almuteri. He is still in critical condition. Investigators said he had recently been fired from that dealership. Senator Dianne Feinstein, who served in the Senate longer than any woman in history, has died. The California Democrat took up a lot of causes, including LGBTQ rights, women's rights, gun safety. She died last night at her home in Washington, D.C. Feinstein had multiple health scares in recent months. In February, she was diagnosed with shingles. Just last month, she had a minor fall. Feinstein was 90 years old. Clock is also ticking in D.C. toward a potential government shutdown. There's a House bill that would have provided funding for another 30 days, but that failed today. So Congress now has, as we look at the clock, about 32 hours to regroup, try to pass some spending bills, but there continues to be disagreements over spending cuts. Government shutdown means millions of federal workers, like military members and Border Patrol officers and air traffic controllers, would still be going to work, but would not be getting paid.